Hey everyone, it's Ilinka. Almost Merry Christmas to you if you're watching this at another time. Happy whatever holiday you're celebrating or simply have a nice day. Today we're gonna be talking about the Honor 200 lineup. I got the Honor 200 here, I got the Honor 200 Lite, and I also got the Honor 200 Pro. This is not a paid collab or any ad. I simply like these phones and I think they're top mid-tier phones you can get. If you don't need the best of the best, but you need a solid phone which does everything very well. Listen. Of course, we need to talk about the design first. These come in stunning colors. I'm not even sure if the camera can capture them well, but look at that. This specifically is the Honor 200. I have the black Honor 200 Pro here, but it also comes in a beautiful moonlight white. And since I'm keeping this phone in the moonlight white, I better show you what it looks like. I had to take it out of its case. As I said, I'm keeping it. Okay, are you ready to see this color? I wish I could show you, but gonna be a bit more complicated to catch the white. I'm just quickly gonna take my other phone and capture the color for you. It is super unique, but it's so hard to capture on camera, but in real life it looks so pearlescent. It's just stunning. And basically the whole point of me talking about the design is because the colors are stunning. They're a real eye catcher. You don't want to put a case on top of it. You really want a clear case so that everyone can see the stunning colors. Then there's this last phone. This is the Honor 200 Lite. And at first you'll say like, whoa, I'm not gonna buy the Lite version, right? Wrong. Just look at the design of this one. It is a bit of a fingerprint catcher, as you can see, but the design is simply stunning. And just look at these sharp edges. Also, when you look from the front, you can see the blue border. And this phone is simply so sleek, so stylish. It's the favorite of my dad. It's the favorite of his girlfriend. And design-wise, I really like what's going on here. Plus, you can set up really cool lock screen animations. The screen size for all of them is 6.7 inches, but the Pro version has 6.78 inches. But talking the refresh rate, you get 90 Hz with the Lite version and you get 120 Hz with the 200 and 200 Pro version. So if refresh rate is your thing and you see a difference between 90 and 100, then obviously, all animations, all gaming experience, everything is gonna be smoother, more fluid on 120 Hz. Talking about displays, we have an AMOLED on the 200 Lite. On the 200, we also have an AMOLED display with HDR with 4000 nits peak brightness. And the 200 Pro comes with an OLED display with 4000 nits peak brightness. Size-wise, there isn't a huge difference. As expected, the smallest one is the Lite one, then the normal one, and then the Pro. Important to note is that the normal and the Pro versions have a curved display, whereas the Lite one doesn't. So I've been a really huge fan of the S6 from Samsung. Back in the days, I used to own one. And I just loved curved displays. This isn't such a curve, but the display is curved, so if that's something you don't like, if you have big hands and you know that sometimes you're touching something you don't want to touch, then this might be an issue, and that's why I am pointing it out. But to me, it just makes the display look endless, like an endless pool, like an infinity pool. So it looks larger and it just catches your eye. Talking about weight, we're talking about 166 grams for the Lite, 187 for the normal one, and 199 for the Pro. Do you feel a difference? Yes, you do feel a slight difference going from the Lite to the Pro, but it's nothing that will bother you. The phones aren't heavy, they aren't super light either, so 200 grams. That's it. Interesting fact, only the Pro version is IP55 water and dust resistant. All of them come with a pretty interesting camera setup. All of them have triple cameras. The Lite comes with an 108 megapixel camera with an aperture of 1.8. It has a 5 megapixel ultra wide camera with aperture 2.2 and a 2 megapixel macro with aperture 2.4. If you're just a basic phone user who just wants to document their life, this is totally fine. But if you're a photography enthusiast, I wouldn't go for this one. And the reason why is quality of the main camera is fine, but the pictures look overly over sharpened, and that's something I personally don't like. It also has a 50 megapixel selfie camera and it shoots just 1080p video. So again, if you want to shoot 4K, this is not the phone for you. Talking about the normal version, we have a 50 megapixel camera here and aperture of 2. We have a 50 megapixel telephoto with aperture 2.4 and we have a 2.5x optical zoom. And we have an ultra wide with 2.2 aperture and 112 degrees viewing angle. It can shoot 1080p, 30 and 60 frames per second, but it can also shoot 4K video with 30 FPS. Plus, it also comes with a 50 megapixel selfie camera. Now to the Pro version, this one comes also with a 50 megapixel main camera, aperture 1.9, so it's the lowest one, and it also comes with a sensor at 1/1.3 inches. 50 megapixel telephoto, 2.4 aperture, again 2.5x optical zoom. For the ultra wide, again 12 megapixel, 2.2 aperture, and a viewing angle of 112 degrees. It comes with a 50 megapixel selfie camera, and just as the normal version, it can shoot 1080p, 30 or 60 frames per second, and 4K at 30 frames per second. Talking about the chipset, the light one has the MediaTek Dimensity 6080 with a 6nm process. The normal one comes with a Qualcomm SM7550AB Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 with a 4nm process. And the Pro version comes with Qualcomm SM8635 Snapdragon 8S Gen 3 with a 4nm process again. I'm gonna list the exact CPU and GPU info here. All around Android 14 and Magic OS 8. Talking about battery, the light one has the smallest one at 4500 mAh, and the normal one and the Pro come with 5200 mAh. Battery life is great on all of these, you easily come through the day. However, for the light version, you only have 35 watt wired charging, but you get 100 watt fast charging with the normal and the Pro versions. You also have 5 watt reverse wired with these two, but only the Pro version has reversed wireless, meaning only the Pro version can be connected wirelessly to another phone to charge it. Only the light version does not have NFC, and it also doesn't come with stereo speakers, whereas the other two do. The fingerprint sensor on the light one is side mounted, but the other two have under display optical sensor. The light one has only one version available with 256 gigabytes of internal storage and 8 gigabytes of RAM. I think that it is more than sufficient, but you have to decide for yourself. The classic 200 version goes from 256 up to 512 gigabytes, and it goes from 8 gigabytes of RAM up to 16. And the Pro version goes from 256 gigabytes up to 1 terabyte. It starts at 12 gigabytes of RAM and goes again up to 16. So what are the pros of the light one? It comes with a beautiful design, stunning color, and who's gonna give you a 108 megapixel camera at this price range? The pictures look too over sharpened to me, but you can decide for yourself, of course. What I like about this is that you get a smooth experience. You get a 90Hz AMOLED display. It's super smooth, it doesn't glitch. It's just a perfect everyday phone. If you need a bigger battery, high refresh rate, more RAM, more storage, go for the 200. If you want a slightly heavier, slightly thicker phone, if you want a better camera, if you want reverse wireless charging and better graphics, go for the Pro version. One bonus fact, the camera on the 200 Pro was done in collaboration with the famous Harcourt studio, which took photos of legends like Roger Federer or the Queen of Jordan, Rania. So it does take pretty good portrait photos. And when I say pretty good, they're stunning. And they give you 3 camera filters for you to use without any post-processing needed. So whenever you open the camera app, switch to portrait, you can see these 3 filters from Harcourt Studio, which you can choose from, and these all give a beautiful result, so I highly recommend using these. I really hope I could help you out with this video. Overall, I'm really happy with these, and I think these are top mid-tier phones. But let me know what you think about these in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on this, the good, the bad, the ugly, you know the deal. I'm gonna try to answer your comments. If you want to have access to my videos earlier, please have a look at the membership. And if you aren't subscribed, I would be really happy if you would do so because it allows me to review more tech for you. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!